Hi, thanks for watching this video on ambushing in Fantasy General 2. We'll start off by talking about setting up the ambush and then of course bringing the ambush, and we'll include things like how to improve the ambushing chances and how to get but it's mostly about how to get your ambushes to work. Ambushes are a really good way of killing enemy units without any loss to yourself. The reason is that when you get an ambushing unit, it has the ambush capability. For instance, a specific ambushing unit like the trackers, they get a 200% increase to the damage when they do an ambush. And then you can also give them an assassin's mask, which gives them a further 100%. And you could also give them, a weapon like this sword, which would make them even more effective. Some other things you can do when setting up your ambush is the eagles have this wing flap capability, which allows them to create a patch of fog somewhere. So if you don't have the enough terrain to hide in, send your eagles out and they can create a patch of terrain that would be just in the right location. That is usually the biggest problem with ambushing, is getting terrain to be in exactly the right location. There's also a troll spell that allows you to create woods in open areas that would also help in this regard. So what do we do? Well, to set up an ambush, you need to have bait and an ambusher, and then you also have to be within the sight radius of a enemy unit. So let's start. As I said, mostly ambushes are important at the start of the game because they're rather hard to organise later on. And this is where at the start of the game, you need scout units like these to tease out where the terrain is. Now, I've actually looked at this before. It's not usually a good idea to go into the fog. So let's say, well, we'll try to make this point here the ambush point. So we'll put something in that forest and we'll put an ambusher unit here, and let's see how that goes. And we found spiders. Now let's look at the spiders' visual range, which is 3. So they can go 1, 2, 3. So if you put something there, hopefully they will go for it. Let's see, that works. Okay, now they can't see the ambushing unit because it's got the blue eye on it, which shows that they are still hidden despite being out in open terrain, because that's their special ability. If you click on the unit, it shows this, the stealth capability. So the next thing is to put in our bait, something nice and juicy for them to attack, which is probably him. 1, 2, 3. So it's no good putting him there. You remember, the enemy can't see the tracker unit. They also can't see, if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, they cannot see a unit that is there and will ignore it. So you have to place a unit there. And maybe we can place something on the other side. I've given everything here the ambush capability, so pretty much anything will work. I think I'll take that. This is a pretty nasty unit. I think we'll go there. And we'll put some archers in support, so they do get attacked, they'll get shot at as well. Oh, we got some others as well. Where are we going to put them? I don't know, here I suppose. Now you may have spotted what's wrong with this, because I'm doing this actually as an example of what not to do. So what's wrong with this? Well, as I said, the spiders here only have a three hex search range, so they can see 1, 2, 3. So they can definitely see him, and they will probably attack him because they're pretty aggressive. However, they will not be going. If you look at the path they follow, you can see they go straight for him, and will not be going next to that ambushing unit or next to that one. So when they attack him, these will not ambush. You have to go next to the ambushing unit for them to attack you, for them to do the ambush. So this is an ambush that's going to fail. And although, of course, because I put the archers in there, you will at least get a shot in at them. Okay, let's try another one. Now this is an example of an ambush that's going to work. So what's going to happen here is this swamp dragon has a sight range of 4, so it can see all the way to these archers and the spider, and both of those are pretty juicy targets for it to attack. And even though it can see them, there may be other enemy units around, and because it could see them, the other enemy units may attack instead. But it means that something is going to attack this or this, and the ambushing unit is going to get in the way. The path they take is going to go past these ambushes. The enemy attack will then be stopped in its tracks and will be attacked by the ambushes at no loss to myself. I was able to do this because these iron javelins have the cloak of invisibility, which allows them to hide in any terrain, and also I did not move them next to the enemy unit. If you want to be able to hide your units, you have to move them through terrain that the enemy can't see them in, so they stay hidden all the time. Right. So let's have a look and see what happens. We've got our bait, which is the spider and the slingers. We've got our ambusher, which is the iron javelins, and we've got an enemy that can see them. It may be them that attacks, but probably there's a whole lot of other enemy units around here that I can't see, and they will do the attacking. So this is how, if I had moved forwards into the enemy lines, I would have been ambushed. So by doing this, I turn the tables on the ambushes. So that's another way an ambush can fail, is if you have an enemy unit that can do a long range shot, they will just do the long range shot and not attack you. So there you go. You see that we almost wiped out this enemy unit that tried to attack me. So this is a successful ambush, and this one total failure. So the reason, and one of the reasons this failed was simply that not only did you have a unit that could fire from long distance and not have to come close enough, but also if they had come towards me, they would have come straight across and not gone next to the ambushes, and no ambush would have occurred. Okay, so thanks for watching.